Hello everybody, MLD here, and this video will be a little bit different. You see, while everyone else you're watching is talking about E3, their hype, their predictions, I already made mine, so I'm good. You know my stance on E3. I'm going to talk about something that some people, not a lot, but enough, mentioned to me, and I'm just going to end this, put this subject to rest. Basically, I'm going to say why I left YouTube and why I'm back. Now, for clarification, the timeline. It was actually the end of 2012. This was when Halo 4 just came out. It outsold all PS3 exclusives of that year combined. It was a great time. And there was a lot of general optimism still with the Xbox brand. There was that notion that the momentum would carry over. Yes, I know how that turned out. But again, that's not what this video is about. Point is, I left when it was still a good time to be an Xbox content creator. And the long story short is, I had to get my shit together. You see, believe it or not, I'm fresh out of university at the time. And, parents are on you, get a job, you want to get married, get a house. That money doesn't grow on trees. So, in the end, I made a choice. Fuck it. Let's just get down into it. I got a 9-to-5 office job. Then I went home, ate dinner, and then I had a 7-to-12 warehouse job. After that, you sleep, rinse and repeat. Do it all over again. Now, also, if people remember at the time, my video production slowed to a crawl in the months leading up to my eventual just departure. And that's because my warehouse job, I had Tuesdays and Thursdays off. And that was basically my YouTube time to make videos. But then, it started to wear on me. Like I started to use those days for just, doing other things. And especially when I got my girlfriend, it just was not sustainable anymore. Any time I had off, I had to spend with my girlfriend. I had to spend. Obviously you want to spend. But, your family, your girlfriend. And of course it wasn't all bad though. I made friends with my night job and people I still talk to this day. So it was good. But in the end, it was very draining. Long hours. These are like my mid-20s, arguably the best years of your life. And I spent them just working about over 70 hours a week just to be able to earn enough money to provide for myself and for my future wife with, after we get married. So that's just how it went down. Believe it or not, that's the honest truth. And around 2015, that's when things started to change. I recently got engaged, and basically I got one of my jobs. They offered me basically just more pay, more stability, more benefits. So I took that, and I quit the other job. So now I'm thinking to myself, what do I do now? Do I go back to YouTube now? And I'm thinking about it. And just those were they still are, some of the best memories of online interactions I've ever had. There's always been the trolls and the haters, people just trying to break you, see a crack. That never really got to me. I let it roll off my back. You guys know that. But it was more about the Xbox guys that stood up with me. The camaraderie, like just everyone just, banding together, having a good time, that kind of stuff. I missed that. But at the time, I don't know. I made a decision at the time to just, maybe just look to the future, look forward, to see that point in my life as just a really happy memory. And if I were to go back to that, it just wouldn't be the same. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should just put a pin in that and just look forward for the time being. Because again, I'm engaged. I'm looking forward to that and with the next stage of my life. So that's just what I was thinking at the time, for whether you guys agree with that or not. But things were happening with an Xbox that they had a snowball effect with me. See, BC enhancement, the BC program in 2015, Xbox One X, shifting the power narrative, Game Pass, just adding insane amounts of value to the brand, and then of course the studio buying spree that Microsoft just kept going and going and going after it. And it ignited something inside me. I'm thinking to myself, what are people online saying about this stuff? I'm really curious. How are the Xbox guys doing? What's the whole discussion like? Who are the content creators now? Eventually, in 2020, I low-key went, back onto chat rooms, like VG Charts. I went on Twitter low-key. I didn't say who I was. I was just trying to be a part of the conversation, get a lay of the land. And to my surprise, there was a lot of Xbox content creators. Like that's what it was all about. That's why I joined in the first place, to get some variety, to get some Xbox representation. And I got guys like who are bigger than I'll ever be, like Colt Eastwood, Dealer, Randall Thor, just to name a few off the top of my head. That's always what I wanted. Like mass market appeal Xbox content creators. Providing a place for Xbox gamers to just, band together, talk Xbox, and just have a good time without being too worried about PlayStation trolls just infiltrating every aspect of their online interactions. So overall, so far so good. But then the more I'm talking, I think that spark's coming back. That spark of the debate. I've always loved talking video games, comparing ideas, the age-old Xbox PlayStation rivalry. Like, the more I was on Twitter, the more it sucked me back in. So, and then of course people recognize me, like because I do have MLD in my Twitter name, so people do recognize me. And then of course they try and egg me on, push me a little bit, to get me back into the scene. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get back on YouTube. Then I'm thinking to myself, oh wait, what's my wife gonna think about this? I mean, my wife's a gamer. Like, she's pretty supportive. But I don't know what she would have thought. I was just curious. So I ended up telling my wife, because the last thing I want to do is to do this stuff, like, behind her back, like while she's working. So I talked to my wife. I was saying, hey, look at this. And I show her some preserved old videos of me back in 2009 making these Xbox videos. And of course she smiles, she laughs, but in the end she's like, hey, if you want to do this, yeah, go do it. I'm not going to stop you. I'll support you. And that was just a big load off. Like I shouldn't even have been concerned or curious in the first place. So that was like the last obstacle. So I think that's why it culminated in me starting back up on YouTube again. Like I'm not going to be overworked with my job anymore. I have a set schedule. I have X amount of time off every week that I can plan around. I have my gaming time. I have my personal time, friends, family, my wife, and I now have YouTube time. I could finally make time for this the way I've always wanted to. So I just want to say to everybody, again, I said it before, but to everybody who remembers me, recognizes me, new and old who support me to this day, thank you very much. It's just great to be back, like just being with like-minded gamers, talking Xbox, having a good time. That's what it's all about to me. And I'm just really, really glad I got all the support I got. Like, I'm not looking to be the next big Xbox content creator. I'm happy with wherever I am and with however many people support me. Because in the end, this is just fun for me. And I really, really enjoy talking to you fine people. So I hope that puts the conversation to rest. And yeah, that's it. Let's have a great A3. See you guys.